So this is St. George Hospital. This is where we're going to be spending the next week, working the COVID ICUs. We've got some coppers here. On the right, we can see the casualty where incoming patients are dropped off by ambulance. We go further in to look at the main building. St. George Hospital was built more than 300 years ago. The building seen in the front is considered a heritage building and was recently restored. There is an underground tunnel 1.5 kilometers long running under the stone floors to open up at Gateway of India. The hospital has long corridor pathways with large wooden panelled windows. Staircases wind to the top. Having a sneak peek inside one of the COVID wards, we decided to interview one of the doctors over there.
So here we have Dr. Shreya. So Dr. Shreya has been working the COVID suspect wards. So Dr. Shreya, could you tell us what exactly is the COVID suspect ward?
COVID suspect ward has those patients who come with history of any lower respiratory tract infections like breathlessness, fever, and they are admitted here when they have any contact of COVID patient or you have a suspect that they could turn out to be COVID positive.
Okay. And how many beds are there in the COVID suspect ward?
We have 24 beds here.
How many of your patients have come COVID positive?
At least half of the patients turn out to be positive.
Doctors work long hours to make sure that the patients get the treatment they require. One doctor showed us how the coronavirus test is done.
Today what we have here is the viral transport system. So how do we test? So for testing we use nasopharyngeal swabs or oropharyngeal swabs to be specific. So how do these swabs go to the lab? So for this we have these viral transport systems. So what we have here inside the box, as you can see, are the cylindrical containers for transporting the swabs and sterile swab sticks. So whenever a patient comes to us, we usually take the swab from the nasopharynx, which is the area at the back of the nose, or from the oropharynx, which is the area behind the mouth, behind your tonsils. So we usually take the swab in a sterile manner without causing any infection to the patient, and this swab stick breaks and it is then stored in this cylindrical container. The cylindrical container contains a mixture which is known as viral transport medium. The viral transport medium keeps the virus viable so that it can be cultured in the lab when this sample reaches the lab.
Working in the casualty could be quite unpredictable. We asked the casualty medical officer about the number of patients and types of patients being seen on a daily basis.
So Himani, what are your duties like here as a casualty medical officer?
So we have a 12-hour shift that goes from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. and a night shift that goes from 9 p.m. to 9 a.m. and a typical duty usually has a good mix of patients, being ones that are mild that we refer forward to one of the sister concerns that we have here, GT Hospital, and the more critical ones, since St. George Hospital is a COVID center for critical care. We deal with here in the ICU as well as the suspect and COVID positive wards that we have.
Okay.
So we calculate the scores and accordingly decide where we will be admitting these
Can
patients.
you tell us about the status of patients, about the oxygen saturation, about the general condition? Could you just tell us about some of the patients you're seeing, the most serious ones?
Yeah, the ones that I have seen on my duty have had saturations ranging from 40% to 70% and
Patients line outside the casualty waiting to be assessed for the need for admission or other possible requirements. Electronic medical records are entered into the computer system, after which patients are signed off to be admitted to the required ward. Critical patients are kept in the holding area on supplemental oxygen, where they are monitored while waiting for the admission process. Patients bearing the brunt of the disease are typically elderly with multiple comorbidities like diabetes, hypertension, kidney disease, and obstructive lung disease. Employees right from the ward boys to paramedics, staff nurses, doctors, and administrators are doing everything in their power to provide quality healthcare to the general public. Stay home, stay safe.